Hannah Boat, for those of you who don't know, she works tirelessly behind the scenes, Abner Mares, but obviously we want to know, Keith Thurman just vacated the WBC Belt.
Yes.
And can you elaborate on how that...
Well, I think all of his fans know that he's rehabbing from a unexpected accidental hand injury that he had in camp. Nothing major. He's recovering. It's a temporary injury. And he is looking forward to getting back in camp. And I think the doctor said 2 to 3 more weeks, and then back we go. And unfortunately, he had to vacate the WBC belt. It was not his choice, but we understand timing and him not being able to hit his mandatory required that. So he'll be back. He'll get it back. He'll get many more. One time, all the time, he will be the unified welterweight champion. I know. People like to hate, but it will happen. So
how is it as a PR?
Oh,
how is it as a PR person, and you have to deliver the news to the media like Keith is vacating the belt, and you know what's coming down the hill? How do you, as a media member, manage that and keep your composure?
Well, first off, I like representing champions, and they're champions in the ring and outside of the ring. Amazing human beings. Keith is one of them, and I know he'll win it back. So yeah, it's not much. It's not the news you want to give. You want to be able to talk about who he's fighting, his next, his fight date. Be able to talk about all the things that we know the fans want to hear. But at the same time, I'm not worried. Keith is a champion through and through. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and he was strong through rehab. I'm kind of scared to see what he's like when he gets out of rehab, because he's a strong athlete, and he will be back. He's going to be back hopefully before the end of the summer. I just don't know how World Cup and soccer will affect dates for TV, because we're going into a very busy other sports summer, and sometimes that affects when your fight will be, depending on when you're going to actually put him on. But he'll be fine. Trust me, I've seen him, I've talked to him a lot.
Elaborate on the conversation, because Keith has been real quiet to us.
First,
we spoke about that.
It usually goes, and this is not a horrible impersonation, but girl, when you coming back to Florida and training with us?
You train with him when you train. Oh, Hannah, you put on the gloves, huh?
Oh no, we're just talking cardio.
Okay.
Oh, and it's like I'll be there. I'll be there after Abner's fight, and I'm on the Mars Mindset plan right now. If you haven't followed us,
and let's talk about Mares.
Instagram, Abner Mares. We have a series called Mares Mindset for people like me who find inspiration in Abner and the team and how they train, and it's their series of following the camp. So body, mind, and soul. Get training tips. I've taken them. They do work. Cut out sugar. As I talk to to Luis and Abner, I'm like, it's making me cranky. They're like, welcome to the world of a boxer leading up to fights. But it's good. So follow along on Instagram and you'll see. But Abner's ready and on point, ready to go. You'll be coming out to, I know, the media workout.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
The Sheriff's Gym too. Oh yeah, and you're gonna make, just as I've experienced, so shall you. You shall work out with the Mares team. You won't just watch them working out. You will become one of them.
Okay.
And the same with Keith. It's Dan, Chris, Eric, Keith. It's great to work out down there. There's a lot of really down the floor. There's some really awesome young professionals coming, and he'll be back.
How is it on the PR side? People don't see the work you do behind the scenes, because you got to communicate with us a lot. You got to manage the fighter. You got to talk to the TVs. Explain to the fight fans your job as best you can, because they don't know.
So in public relations, we are tasked and hired to help people build their brand. In the case of Keith and Abner, they have a brand. Austin is a brand. It's just trying to help expose some of the stories that you might not see all the time, and that fans really would want to know, and also things that we know fans want to know more about, and help them give it to the media, as well as doing it themselves, like Abner does, Austin does, Keith does. They're their social channels. So when you're a fan, you really can be a fan. I'm a fan. When I'm into something, I really want to know as much as I can. So that's what I do. My team does to sort of help move that along, and also deal with managing sponsorships, schedules. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. And TV time, and just be able to help them present their best their story the best it can, because it's all about storytelling in and out of the ring.
And you have two guys on the card. My final question: you got two guys on the card. Obviously, Abner's coming off some victories, but it's a revenge type of fight. You have Trout on potentially maybe not must win, but you know he's going through the Charlo family. Can you talk about you and the feeling you get knowing that these fights are personal? Means more than belts, means more than boxing to these fights coming up.
Well, it's sort of like they're my brothers, and I'm going to watch my brothers perform to the best of their ability, and I know that the best of their ability is world class. So it's exciting. I've learned to Kelly Swanson, who handles Floyd, told me once, she said, you know what? You just sort of have to breathe through your first couple fights with him and just relax and just let it take its course, because it will all work out, and it's true. And so for me, it's just being part of the camp. I know what they're doing. I know the guys. I know Austin, Abner, Keith. Like, you know, they give me that look like, Hannah, enough, we're done, or well, that's cool, and it's great. Like, we're all connected. Austin's wife and I talk a lot. Taylor, you know, same with the Morrises are out here. Know the kids, know the dog. You know, Keith, know the whole family, know the dog.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of work. It's fun work. It's, you know, can't complain, and you know, it's my friends all know. My friends are all rooting for it. So it's, you know, my nephew's going to be wearing his Team Mars bandana, and my brother's wearing a Team Trout shirt, and you know, so it's fun. You know, my team's into it, my friends are into it, my neighbors have started walking up to me in the hallways after. So it's good. It's just fun. It's, you know, this is what boxing needs, is that when you start to build the community outside of the people that you know have been entrenched, it just shows the strength of the sport and how these guys really represent a whole new generation of athletes in boxing, and they're telling the stories that people want to hear.
Any last words?
Go Team Morris. Go Team Trout. Go Team One Time. And go Team Jesse Vargas. And go Team Omar Figueroa Jr. And go.
Speaking of Omar Figueroa, let's talk about Omar Figueroa. What's going on with Omar?
The rehab. It's like, you know.
Damn, his hands? What is it?
It's he and Joel have got a plan.
Okay.
Not worried about them at all.
Okay.
It's all good. You know. It's just, they're equated to racehorses. Sometimes a racehorse breaks down, they go through rehab, and guess what? Come back and they win the Kentucky Derby. So.
Okay. Appreciate you. Thank you,
Appreciate
Hannah. Appreciate you, Queen. All right.
Okay,
Okay, for sure.